Hi, friends. I hope you all have peace in your lives in these troubling times. I don't know about you, but I'm extremely concerned about the direction our country is going and the hate and the violence and the proposals to take away freedoms from people and mandate sharp changes in our lives. So friends, today we're going to talk about some of the political things that are going on, but we all need to fall back on that mantra that if we all just loved our neighbors ourselves, every problem would go away. God has a solution to the world's problems, and it's for us to love others as we love ourselves, to be charitable and friendly. And frankly, friends, there's a lot of the opposite going on. There's a lot of people saying, I know what you need to do. I need to take away your privileges. I need to radically change society. I need to take your money so I can do lots of fun things and I can give it to other people that are needy. Friends, we have a real problem in this country with a fundamental lack of love. Now today, you know me, I'm a climate solution-oriented person who has a positive solution to climate change that doesn't destroy the American way of life, doesn't require we cut back on oil and natural gas use, doesn't require any harsh penalties and debilitating financial transactions, actually takes money away from China instead of uplifting China. But friends, we are seeing some proposals that will destroy America as we know it. I get emails from both parties, and both parties are really out of line and irrational and don't have positive solutions. So don't think I'm being partisan to jump on the Democrats and their crazy proposals, because friends, the Republicans have lots of room for change too. We're nonpartisan. The Get Real Alliance is all about getting real about life's problems, about social problems, and proposing a positive solution that embraces the second commandment to love your neighbors yourself, making the world a better place, uplifting all people in kindness and charity, not through taxation and mandates, but through Christian love, becoming a dominant force in our society. So that's what the Get Real Alliance is all about. Hope you'll go to the website, read our carbon sequestration program. You can't possibly get enough information from this brief show to have more than an inkling of what we propose. But basically, friends, if we're willing to pay a little bit for our carbon emissions, we can sequester more carbon than we emit, making America carbon negative while we still use oil and gas and enjoy our modern way of life. Yes, that's right, friends. We're not talking about harsh cutbacks. We're not talking about trillion-dollar boondoggle programs. We're not talking about creating feather-bedding union jobs in renewable energy that is unreliable and unpredictable, that will result in blackouts for America. When I'm taping this today, it's a cloudy day. And friends, solar power wouldn't be making power for spit. You'd be in the dark. I wouldn't be taping this show if we're relying on solar power without reliable natural gas backup. And friends, photovoltaic power cells are good for powering small loads where you can have a big battery to back up the majority of time when the sun doesn't shine, like an electric gate on a ranch, a great place for a solar panel to charge a big battery that provides the real power that the gate needs to open and shut, rain or shine, day in and day out. Those are good uses for solar photovoltaic. It's okay to have them on your roof if you have a big battery pack and a backup generator to give you power. If you're off grid, if you're way away from power lines, that can be a great energy system. I know some great people that are doing converters and backup systems that we may focus on the GetRealAlliance.org website. But friends, solar photovoltaic is being promoted by these solar promoters to cover acres of good land that could sequester carbon through growing things, bulldozing all the trees, destroying the vegetation, and covering the land with inefficient solar panels where the power goes away like that fast. When the cloud comes over the sun, all of a sudden it goes from producing megawatts to producing almost no power. So friends, think about what it'd be like to be working on your computer and all of a sudden have the power dip and your computer go out and you have to restart everything, you lose your data. Horrible situations. And these outages from clouds coming across the sun can last for days. So we need power that can be backed up. My organization, FOI Group, which stands for Full of Ideas, which is a positive invention company that's going to be a big supporter of Get Real Alliance and has developed ideas that Get Real Alliance program needs to make the world a better place, has solutions. Our website is badly outdated, so I'm not going to give it to you. But friends, we need to do better than what the Democrats are proposing. I'm sorry I gulp for air so much. That's just a habit that I have is subconscious and I can't control it. But friends, I have a lot to say, and the truth is we need to get real about climate. We need to adopt the Get Real climate proposal that's on our website, and we need you to join us in fighting these crazy things like this Green New Deal that's a boondoggle program that's going to destroy the American way of life and lead to a very harsh existence for all of us at enormous cost that breaks the economy. Because friends, if you pour trillions of dollars into unreliable, unsustainable things that rely on key components to come from foreign countries, including our enemy, the Communist Chinese. And yes, friends, communism is our enemy. It is a mortal enemy of the free market, of the freedom that America enjoys. Communist China suppresses its citizens severely. They're persecuting Christians by the tens of millions. They're persecuting millions of Muslims. They're doing even things as bad as rewriting the Bible to blaspheme Jesus' word, to turn Jesus into a killer. Yes, friends, turning Jesus into a killer instead of the man of peace that our Bible portrays him as. This is dangerous stuff, friends. And Joe Biden is coddling to the Chinese. He's sold out to the Chinese, and his bringing the Communist Chinese ruler into his virtual climate conference where she, the communist dictator, is going to say, yes, we'll eventually curb our growth of carbon emissions, but we're going to grow our carbon emissions more than you will cut yours in the name of our progress, but we'll be carbon neutral in 40 years. Well, friends, we need to take action now, and the Get Real Alliance program takes action right now. We can make America carbon negative in a matter of years, not cutting our emissions slightly at a tremendous cost to our society, at a destruction of our way of life, of going to electric vehicles with no place to charge them and an unreliable electric grid that doesn't have power for much of the day. Friends, this is a disastrous program, and we need your help to fight it. So Biden came out today in the Wall Street Journal saying, oh, we're going to cut carbon emissions 50% in 10 years. That's a boondoggle. The Environmental Get Real Alliance program can make America carbon negative, meaning negative carbon coming into the air, because we're doing so much to sequester it by boosting nature, by boosting the quality of your food, by remineralizing the soil, going to large-scale biochar manufacture. You can learn more about biochar on the getrealliance.org website, or go to the fantastic Acres USA bookstore. Look up Acres USA online. They have a tremendous number of fantastic books, including some great ones on biochar. But friends, That is a solution. We have positive solutions, unlike the Democrats who propose destroying America in the name of trying to minimize climate danger, not doing anything to actually shrink the levels, but just slow the rise so the changes aren't too catastrophic. Friends, we don't know what the future holds. What we face here in America right now was a killing frost that came all the way down into Texas late in April. You know, that isn't global warming, friends. Averages don't matter, extremes matter. And wild weather, we need to be prepared. We need to boost our food sustainability. The Get Real Alliance has lots of ideas on how to do that, and we're going to be sharing them with people. We need you to join us, subscribe to our newsletter, become a monthly donor, and help us promote our program. Friends, Edmund Burke said long ago, all that is necessary for evil to prevail is for good people like you to do nothing. That's right, friends. If you sit back on your hands and say, the world's going to hell, but I can't do anything about it, you are enabling evil to thrive. So the Get Real Alliance is all about fighting evil, fighting this attitude of taking from some, of mandating, of restricting, and proposes positive solutions to problems. We're going to talk about a lot of other issues, but you have to start small. I started on the very big problem of the potential to destroy our way of life in the name of doing something to fight rising carbon dioxide levels. So friends, we can do it with your help. Now, if you sit back on your hands, I don't know what you watch for news. I don't know whether you're watching one of the leftist news channels, which are the majority of channels, or if you're watching something like Fox or OAN that hews to the Republican conservative line. Frankly, friends, they've all got a strong lack of a truly rational program. So tune in to us, share this show with friends and family, help us boost our awareness, because we need change in a positive direction to have a future in this country and the world. Now, I know that you may say, well, I don't vote in politics. I don't get involved. They're all corrupt. Friends, I share that concern. For years, I voted Libertarian because I felt like both parties were corrupt and bad. But I started voting Republican when the Democrats got so radical and so out of line and proposed such destructive policies that I wanted to delay them a little bit. The Republicans weren't going to do anything good, but at least they weren't going to do anything horrible. And friends, if the choice is having somebody step on your foot or shoot you with a gun, you choose to have your foot stepped on rather than being shot and killed. And friends, I want my American comfortable way of life to continue, but I really want to strive for a much better world, a world where crime becomes a rarity, where there is no hunger in America, where there is no homelessness in America, where all those solutions are provided by charitable people reaching out to make life better for their fellow man, not by a government program that steals money from people, but by things like Inspired Vision Compassion Center, which is feeding 2,000 people a day on just a few $100s of expenses, using donated food that's headed to the landfill, that's surplus or almost out of date, and companies have these artificial maturity dates on food, so they're constantly sending food to the landfill. Go to inspiredvision.org, ivcompassion.org. You will be amazed at what they are doing. Go volunteer. They are true Christians, loving their neighbors themselves, making countless people happy, filling 2,000 grocery carts filled to the brim with good food for no cost to the person coming through the line. They don't even have to fill out any extensive paperwork. If they show up, The food is there. Here, take it, bless you, and go forth and multiply. All volunteer operation. Got about 50 people working there, volunteering, helping things, doing. Most of them are low income. They're devoted to making the world a better place and showing God's love through action. So that's what we need more of, friends. We need thousands of Karen Belknaps, who's the founder of Inspired Vision Compassion Center, out there empowered in the world, carrying forward this program. If the government did it, first of all, they wouldn't use surplus food. They'd buy expensive food. They'd have a whole bunch of bureaucrats processing forms, not giving people food right away, saying, come back in a week after we've processed your form. They'd be spending $100 or $1,000 per customer coming in to provide the same benefits that Inspired Vision provides for less than $1 a person. So government is not the answer, friends. The Democrats are not the answer. They're not compassionate. They're out to destroy and enslave America, to empower an elite, unproductive group of people to be government employees, to be union school teachers that don't teach unless everything is just right, and you can't fire me even though I don't do a good job at all teaching the kids. The kids have lousy performance because I really don't like teaching. I don't really love my kids. I'm just doing this because it's a cushy job that has a fat pension when I retire after not that many years of service. There aren't very many places where you can retire at half pay after 20 or 25 years. Most people have to work. They don't know when they're going to be able to retire. So we need to change this, friends. We need education that serves our kids. We need private citizens acting charitably through nonprofits to provide all the essential services that are decaying so badly in our country. So I talk about a lot of issues. I've rambled on a lot of subjects because, friends, I am full of ideas and full of passion, and I really can't control myself as my thoughts wander from one subject to another, always hitting on hard subjects. They're all related. They're all tied to loving our neighbors ourselves, stopping oppression, stopping government interference in our lives, stopping a lack of freedom, a lack of respect for other people. You know, it is wrong, friends, to censor other people, to not allow people to speak on a college campus because you don't agree with their non-leftist agenda, to mandate that colleges be a place where only leftist ideas are heard. Friends, that is leading us on a path to destruction. That is leading us on a path that Venezuela suffered, where the quality of life went from up to down, where people went from abundance to starvation. So friends, we need your help. We need you to join Get Real Alliance. If you've listened to this whole show, you may think, my God, this guy is a wild man. Yes, I am, friends. I'm wild with passion for the Lord, with passion to change America to where it's a country that I can be truly happy to live in, where there are not the ills that we currently have. So the Get Real Alliance is going to take on a lot of other issues besides climate. But my dollars are limited. I need your support to help us grow and add staff. I've got great people dying to go to work for us to produce tons of content, tons of newsletter material, and really white papers and lobby the Congress and do all the good things. But friends, we can't do any of it without your support. I need subscribers. I need to grow my number of subscribers to where we have 1 million or more followers. So if you don't give us $1, just go to getrealliance.org and sign up for our free newsletter. It'll cost you nothing, and once we get a few more subscribers, we're going to start sending you a really quality newsletter that will uplift and enlighten you and show you a positive direction, which is so missing from these horrible politicians that are proposing the end of America as we know it. So friends, need your help. And we need to grow strong. We need to be a major influence in these midterm elections to guide the Republicans into a different path that is more positive. But friends, we can't do it without numbers. We need big numbers. So if everybody's watching this show will share it with others, share the GetRealAlliance.org website, go to our social media links and join us on social media. We need to grow our Instagram numbers to hundreds of thousands. Right now we got several thousand. We need hundreds of thousands. We've been in business less than a year. We've grown substantially, but friends, we need your help. So help me fight the evil forces that are at work, because friends, it is evil to destroy people's lives. It's evil to take people's money and give it to people who don't really deserve it, who haven't earned it, and are trying to impose their ways on the rest of mankind. Now, I'm all about empowering workers. I'm all about employers treating their workers right. I think employers should share profit with their workers. I think it needs to be collaborative. You need to love your neighbors yourself, and that includes your workers. But that also goes the other way. The workers should love their boss and love the people that have provided the capital for the business and try to get them a good return so they can invest in other businesses that create jobs. So love is two ways. You know, love means giving to other people. It means letting a business that you work for or buy from, let them make a profit. Encourage them to make a profit. Profits are good. Profits are where good people can share their abundance with others and do great charity. Encourage people to give, friends. We need your help. I can't say this enough. I've been told that people tune into this show for maybe a couple of minutes while they're clicking around through the channels. So I repeat myself. I was told to repeat myself several times a show on key points. And the key point is the Get Real Alliance has answers, positive, rational, irrefutable answers to life's problems, starting with the climate crisis, which Joe Biden, the senile old man, is spouting a line to do nothing but benefit China at America's expense. China stands to make hundreds of billions of dollars making solar panels and selling us rare earth minerals that are essential for electric cars and batteries. So we've allowed them to develop a monopoly on rare earth minerals, and friends, we can't get away from them. It'll take years for us to develop any capacity if we have the reserves, and our regulations and impediments to people doing mining in America are severe, whereas China lets people just rape the land and destroy it. So we need your help, and we all need to come together. If you're a believer in God, if you're a believer in Jesus, even if you doubt that the organized church is really worth belonging to, we need you to join with us, because we get down to the essence. We get real about Christianity and go back to the real core, which is to believe in a creator God that created the universe, created the world, created everything on the world, and has created you and has loved you so much to bring his son into the world to preach repentance, to preach a better way. And that movement has moved from one man preaching in ancient Israel to billions of people in the world today. Yes, many of them are kind of misguided. Many of them get off track and lose track on the number one rule that really applies to life here on earth, and that is to love your neighbors yourself. So even if you don't want to go to church, even if you think church is a waste of time, just love your neighbors yourself. Give time and money to making the world a better place. Join us on Get Real Alliance. Get on Instagram with us. Join our access channels. Go join our social media. We desperately need your support and membership. So friends, I'm really sorry if I'm not very telegenic with all my gulping for air, but friends, I guess I talk so quickly, I just kind of run out of air and have to take a break to kind of get my breath back. But I'm self-conscious about it, but I have an important message to share, and that's why I'm with you today. So go to GetRealAlliance.org, sign up for the newsletter, help us fight the evil that is being proposed in Congress. They're proposing this crazy Green New Deal, which is nothing but a huge handout for people that don't want to do an honest day's work and want to be supported by a corrupt union that's going to give them a job they can't be fired from, that they don't have to hardly do anything. That's going to be who's providing your renewable electricity that goes out on a day like today. But that highly paid union worker that's cleaning those solar panels have to be cleaned all the time to keep up their meager power output. They're going to be getting a featherbed job, working at a half pace, just like so many other government employed unions people do, given no value for their day's work, creating backlogs of people waiting for service. You know what it's like to go to a government office. It's a tremendous downer. So we need the free market. We need loving, caring, private citizens and charities to take over a lot of these currently government-run jobs and do a much better job at a fraction of the price. So check out the GetRealAlliance.org. Join us, donate. We need money badly. This need is chronic. The proposals that are being put forward by the Democrats will destroy your way of life, and you will be remembering when you're going through daily blackouts how it used to be to have reliable power. When you're waiting hours to charge an electric car, you'll be remembering the good old days when you could buy a tank of gas for very little money and drive a week or two on it and go a long way across the country without having to stop every 2 or 3 hours for an hour or two to charge your battery. Yes, friends, we're talking about a major change of life. So go to GetRealAlliance.org, sign up for the newsletter, donate. May God bless you, and may you have that peace that passes understanding from letting the Holy Spirit into your life and live out God's mandate to love your neighbor as yourself.